What up, Tube? What are we doing today? We're installing a Go pedal from Madness Auto Works. First, I want to say thank you to Madness. Full disclosure, I've known the guys at Madness Auto Works for many years. They do many different type of applications, mostly in the European realm, but they also have a new product line of parts they offer for the Jeeps and even the new Volkswagen bus, the new EV bus. But Fiat, Alfa Romeo, and a bunch of others. I'm going to list a bunch of that stuff later on, but I finally have a vehicle where I can make use of their knowledge and their assistance. And the guys at Madness decided, hey, let me help you out. We're going to send you this Go pedal to test out. Now, they knew that I didn't want to do a lot of tuning on the Alfa Romeo. In other words, I'm not messing with the engine tuning aspect of the vehicle. I just wanted bolt-on parts that aren't going to void a warranty and still enhance the overall feel of the vehicle. This Go pedal is exactly that. Now, there's other brands that do the similar things for other applications, and they work great. Madness has a lot of experience with the Alfa Romeo chassis as well as the Fiat chassis with this Go pedal. And I'm going to list a bunch of the applications they offer this for because it's not just the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Now, this is available for the Alfa Romeo Giulia and the Alfa Romeo Stelvio in the 2.0 and the Quadrifoglio. They use a fly-by-wire pedal, which most newer cars do, which is an electrically controlled signal from the gas pedal to the throttle instead of a throttle cable, which is traditional. So that being said, there can be a delay, even in the performance modes options on the vehicle, because you have the DNA options on the Alfa Romeo, and then R if you have a Quadrifoglio. And then, you have the Eco mode, which is kind of the A, and then you have N, which is normal mode, which is where I drive it all the time. And then you have D for dynamic, and dynamic gives you the entire, full beans of the car. Even in dynamic mode, though, the throttle still has a little bit of a delay when you hit it. So what we're trying to do is trying to get away from that and have almost like an instant response. And if you've ever driven a tuned car, or a car that has that instant throttle response, it really changes the feel of how the car feels. The car's got good power, almost 300 horsepower, 300 pound-feet of torque. It's well balanced, all that awesome stuff. But on the get-go, sometimes it's got that little bit of a delay. And the overall feel of the car, is something we want. So that being said, that's what this Go pedal is going to do. Let's unbox it. All right, so what you get is the control module. So the harness is there's 3 plugs. It's very simple. The control module is going to sit in between your throttle pedal and the harness. Very simple. Now you have your controller. This is Bluetooth activated. So this connects wirelessly to the controller, and they also have an app to where that'll also help, and you can use it off your phone. So this has all the different controls, and it does have 4 different control modes, from traffic to eco to sport and race, and we'll go over all those once we get it all installed. There's your harness. Very simple. This side goes into the throttle pedal. This side goes into the throttle pedal OEM plug. That looks very similar to this guy. And this side goes into the control module we just saw. Nothing special about it. They do send you some double-sided sticky stuff so you can mount the module where you'd like. And a little tool to open things up, which you're not going to really need to do unless you have to do something dumb. And then over here is your little who likes pictures and not reading. Very detailed, very nice booklet with all the different modes. Each mode has sub-modes. So, like I said, you have traffic, eco, sport, and race. And then you have 5 levels of adjustability within each one of those, which is really cool. And then you get a couple bonus ones. And again, we'll go more into depth in a second once we get it all plugged in. Let's go into the car. So we're looking at the throttle pedal right there. And we're going to unplug that connector And this little red tab, it just pops up, boop, and then we'll pull it out. Just like that. We're going to do that one first. Let's see how awful I can do this. There's only one way this plug can go in, but I mean basically you're just replacing the one you took off. That's it. Now this side goes into here, and I'm not going to bore you with all that. It's pretty straightforward. I need both my hands, so I got to get the camera out of the way. Alright, it's all plugged in, and the controller is plugged in. There's only one way this goes. You cannot mess that plug up unless you do something drastically not good. Now everything sits back there. I'm going to zip tie things up, but I'm going to make sure it all works before I mount everything. Per Madness's instructions, we are going to, without pushing your brake pedal, so you're not firing up the car, okay, we're going to hit the start button. That's basically power on. Alright, let everything kind of settle down. Now we're going to hold the gas pedal all the way down for 2 seconds. 1 1000, 2 1000. Let it go. Turn it off. Let everything settle down for a second. And we're looking good. No check engine lights, just the seatbelt and door open light and a loud exhaust. Alright, y'all, everything's installed and tucked in. Aim the light that way real quick, out at your guys' eyes. As you can see, I mounted the box there. And these little guys right here, these are zip tie anchors. I'm going to show you how those work. And I just drilled a hole in the plastic, so you have to drill a hole in the plastic, and then put the zip tie through and anchored it down. It's really well mounted. There is double-sided tape under it, just as extra insurance. I zip tied at the top there, zip tied these two guys together, the two connectors, to make it snug, and then tucked it in behind the carpet. The pedal is free to move without hitting anything. Everything's out of the way. Now we're going to clean up and go test it. So this is the anchor style zip tie. I found these on social media. I ordered them through Amazon. I'm going to put a link down in the description. Alright, so you're going to insert this in through one of the holes at the top of the little circle anchor, or circle tab, and this is the anchor, and this is going to go into the hole, or where you're trying to anchor from, so it'll go in, you know, like this, and it will stay, and then you'll just pull this guy down. So anything that's here would be anchoring this like that, so that way you can hold things without having to loop them through like 2 holes or do something crazy to get a zip tie around like this. It's just there. You cut this end off and you're good to go. So this is the paperwork that comes with it, and you see it has all 4 different levels. You got traffic, eco, sport, race, and each one you have 5 levels of adjustability. One of them is off, so 4 levels of actual tunability, if you want to call it that. And you can kind of see the graphs there. This comes with a thing, so, you know, that's a pretty graph. Pretty cool, right? Anyways, you also got protect and valet. Protect actually turns your gas pedal off. So if you park it in a parking structure and you're going to be gone for a while, you can put it in a protect mode, and if anyone breaks in your car and get that gas, it ain't going nowhere. Valet limits the amount of throttle that can be put onto the vehicle. So if you drop it off at a valet, they can't go hot rod your car somewhere. Pretty cool. Love the features on it. And this is the actual controller. Bluetooth controlled. You click it, it'll automatically select. I have it on eco mode right now. If I click eco mode again, it comes up with the 5 selections off. And then, I call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 being the most aggressive. And currently, and I don't know the camera's going to pick it up, but it is on 4. It's the brightest light. So it's, it went away. So click it again. You got 4 dim lights. The dim lights are going to be the ones that aren't being used. And then the bright one, which is right here under R, is the one being used. You click it again. It goes back. That's where you're at. Now, if you want to shift over, we can go to traffic mode, which is the lightest setting. I don't want that. I've been cruising on eco mode on the highest setting. So again, eco on setting 4, as I'll call it. And then I think a lot of people are going to want to be here. It's sport setting. And in sport setting, I have it set in the middle on level 2. For me, that is the sporty setting that I like. Now you can get more aggressive and the pedal gets more touchy on the next 2 settings. And then, of course, you can go to race. And I haven't done anything here. Race is pretty much, it's lit up right now on number 3, but I'm going to turn it off because I don't really want to play with any of that. So race is just stock. So we're going to go back and we're going to go do a driving test. And we're going to go back to eco. As you can see, you can shift it around. The bright light. Oops, sorry, there we go. Let's do it again. And it's right there. That's where I want it. That's where I've been traveling. That's where it's maintained my MPGs, but giving more throttle response. Let's go for a test drive. All right, y'all. Taking a drive. We're going to test this out. We have the remote here, or the Bluetooth remote, whatever you want to call it, controller. There is a lesser expensive option that has a wired controller on it. Honestly, I would just put out the little bit extra to get the Bluetooth. It's just a nicer unit. Everything else works the same, but you don't have cables, and you can put this anywhere you want. So that's nice. It turns off pretty quickly. You activate it by hitting the center button. There are 4 settings. It's the T, the E, the S, the R. We went over that. T is for traffic, super low throttle response, just super chill. Eco, about the same, but we'll go over that in a second. Sport is a definitely change. You really see the difference in it. And then race is basically giving it full out. Now, I am in regular, the N mode for normal on the DNA on the Alfa Romeo selector. And we basically have it set. And remember, each setting has 4 different variants you can use of how aggressive you want that pedal to come on. So I did a little testing before, and I went and found what my comfort setting was going to be. And for everyday driving, I'm just going to leave it on the eco setting, but we have it on eco, and we have it set to the second option. So 4 being the highest, number 2 being kind of in the middle. That's where we have it. And there is a significant change in the throttle response from stock in the N, in the normal mode, just in this setting. And it's really, really nice. Now, if I went to dynamic, everything stays the same but in regards to the pedal, but obviously in dynamic mode, indeed, the whole car opens up. So give me a sec. Let's wait for this light. Actually, no. Oh, you can see that guy didn't wait. Anyways, yeah. So we are just. I don't have paddles; those are going in. But let's kick it up a notch here. Response is so much faster than if you just had it stock. And this is just on eco setting 2. And I love it. I like this setting because it gives you the throttle response I need when I need it. I don't have to hit the pedal and wait. It's great. Now, if we go, and I'm going to do this while driving. Now, do not press the throttle while you're changing modes. Now, I don't see that anywhere in the instructions, but we don't want to mess up the signal going to the computers. So what I'm going to do is, when I'm not going uphill here, I'm going to get off the throttle, let it cruise, or just travel. We'll turn it on. We'll hit it again, and we'll switch over to sport mode, and then I'm going to put it in sport mode setting 2. And in that mode, everything really comes to life. Sport mode setting 2, if I was going to leave it in sport mode, that's where I like it. And it just kicks. Race mode, things get really alive. But the touchier throttle is not, I don't think is good for, for traffic or for just, city driving kind of thing. Also, if you're worried about your fuel economy, the throttle's gonna be on a little higher, the RPMs are gonna get there a little quicker. So if you're just wanting to be in some form of a sport mode setting 2, in my opinion, is the nice one. And it really kicks. It comes on quick. I mean, you can hear it. It's there. It's quick. It's nice. I got traffic in front of me. I'm going to pause. We're going to get in front of this traffic legally, and then I'll come right back to y'all. We're in sport mode, option 2. Coming up on a passing lane here. And we're just cruising, which is nice, but it does use a little bit more fuel. It's a little touchier on the gas. So again, it's up to you where you want to live on your daily. But the response, immediate. Immediate response. Now, can we get it even touchier? Oh, we sure can. And you can just up that to the level you want. Remember, in sport, there's 4 modes, and we have it on option 2. And option 2 to us is comfortable. 3, a little touchier, gonna waste a little bit more gas. Option 4 is just under race, so you know it's gonna be touchy. Now, correction, on the eco mode, we had it set to option 4, the most aggressive in eco mode. Now, driving around, before I came back to you, I was driving about 20 minutes or so. It maintains my normal average MPGs, which is about 30.4. I cruise when I'm driving normally, but if I want to change this and change the setting to eco to sport, because I'm going on a spirited drive in the hills or the canyon roads or on the track or an autocross, then I have the ability to do that on the fly. It's really cool. I don't know where I'm going to mount this yet. I haven't decided. Right now it's sitting in my cup holder. I may just put it in the little coin pocket here off to my left. It's not something I need to access all the time. So yeah, it works great. Easy install, even with a bum shoulder. Hope you guys enjoy that new zip tie I found. I think it's cool. It's the anchor zip. I think it's a cool little thing. I'll leave the Amazon link on there. We're going to finish our drive. And don't forget to hit the link in the description. It helps us out. It helps Madness out. And we appreciate all your support. There's still more stuff to do on the Giulia. Still got brakes, still got wheels, still got paint. Yeah, I'm painting. And yeah, so keep up with it. And thank you to Madness for helping us out with this unit. I think it's a great piece, and it's not something that's going to change your engine tuning, but it will change your throttle response and how it feels when you drive. And it's a more direct throttle response, which I think just changes the driving sensation for you without having to tweak everything else. And that's what I wanted. I'm not looking for a full tune, although people keep trying to talk me into it, so we'll see. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a great week. God bless.